Hey everyone, and welcome to my Tanith and the Maleficent 7 reading vlog. Now originally I was going to be doing this as a reading vlog inside of a reading vlog, essentially in terms of reading it at the same time as one of my other Skullduggery books, but then I realised this is actually a book in itself, so I might as well include it in a separate reading vlog. So it's getting its own separate reading vlog. This is the story of Tanith and what she's doing now that she's got a remnant inside of her, and sort of what she's been up to in between the books, essentially. And I'm very, very excited. I have read this one once, so I do know what's coming, sort of vaguely, but either way, I'm still very, very excited to read it. So let's get going, and I cannot wait. This is one of my favourites. Tanith is one of my favourite characters, and I'm just generally really excited. And a quick apology if I'm looking in a weird place while filming this. I'm having to use my phone because my camera screen has died, so I literally can't see what I'm doing, and I'm tired of sort of glancing around trying to see what I'm looking at, quite frankly, and guessing what I look like when I'm filming in vlog mode. So I'm having to use my phone, and my camera is over here, so it's really difficult to look there and not at me. So apologies if this looks weird, or if I look like I'm looking in a weird place, but either way, let's get on with this. First things first though, can we just appreciate the character art on the front here? This is the Maleficent 7, and then on the back we have the good guys, if I remember rightly. So I really love the fact there is actually character art in here, and I really want to put faces to names, quite frankly, but that is something I can discuss with Abby later. Either way, cannot wait to start reading this, so I'm going to get on with it. I completely and utterly forgot that in this book we get Tanith's backstory, and the fact is that you don't even know it for like most of the book because she's never named until right at the end. But I love seeing like her backstory and where she was trained and what happened to her as a child. Absolutely love it because you don't really know that much about Tanith until this book, and then it just fills in so many gaps, and I really like that. It's really fun seeing like the recruiting process here, especially seeing people like Spring-Heeled Jack again and Black Anis, because obviously we haven't seen Spring-Heeled Jack in a very long time in the main run, and then obviously we saw Black Anis as well in the Armageddon Out of Here book, and she's only in one story, but it was really interesting to see her there and how she ended up in prison, and now Tanith breaking her out. It's really nice to see how Derek Land is using characters and like we've seen before and ones we haven't seen at all, and he's just sort of making them useful in this. Absolutely loving that, and also seeing like more about their worries and what they would genuinely want in terms of who made them into a vampire, who cursed them, things like that. I find all of that really, really interesting. I find all of this really interesting, but I do genuinely find it interesting to find out more about some of the minor villains of the series. I found a new angle so I can actually look at the camera now. Yay! Anyway, so I have just carried on reading this, and first of all, I love the fact that I'm going to call them the dead men. They're not the dead men, but I'm going to call them that for ease. Are chasing Tanith around, and they think they're ahead, but they're not. And I'm pretty sure Wilhelm is actually like against them and is actually like double crossing them, if I remember rightly. And is actually working for Tanith. But as well, I love also the flashback to Tanith's time after she gets out of her red room, in the sense that she's now like how she's influenced by the hippie movement of the 60s and everything else, and how she went from being who she was, this trained assassin, into being a person who works for the Sanctuary. I really love that sort of bit there. I would have liked a bit more of it personally. Maybe just an entire chapter dedicated to her changing her mind over the years and becoming a Sanctuary agent. But I'm also pretty sure that the guy she just saved is a bald man with blue eyes. I'm pretty sure that's Mr. Bliss. I'm like 90% sure that that's Bliss, and it turns out it's Bliss, or you're meant to believe it's Bliss. I don't know. I think it may be, judging by the way they fought and their description, I think it's Bliss, which is pretty damn cool. I knew Wilhelm was the traitor. I knew it. There was something in the back of my mind because I couldn't remember him properly, and he was just iffy, you know. But then there's another Easter egg in here where they say, I thought we were a team like the Musketeers or the Avengers. We are a team, Wilhelm, and now we just want to have a team hug. And what I love is obviously the Avengers reference for obvious reasons, but also the fact that one of the Avengers working titles while they were filming it was Group Hug. And I don't know if that is a reference or if that's just a thing put in. Knowing Derek Landy, that's probably a reference, and I love it. If I remember rightly, Moribund is Tanith's brother, I think. I could be entirely wrong on that, but In my head, I think he's her brother. It's something like he's her brother. And I can't remember if he is. I think he is. My brain's gone blank. Like I've said, I've only read this book once before and I can't remember if he is her brother or not, and now it's bugging me. Genuinely no idea. I'm sure I'll find out in the next 70 pages, but hopefully. I don't know. And with that, I have now just finished the Maleficent 7. I really like the ending to this one, with it turning out that Sanguine has actually not destroyed the God Killer weapons, because he doesn't actually want to end the world, because he wants to stay with Tanith. And I really, really like that, because obviously it still gives an out for Skullduggery and Valkyrie in the next two books, so I can't actually remember what happened there, quite frankly, but I really like the ending to this and really like the action scenes and just how all of these different villains get nobbled, I've got to admit as well, because like they're just villains that sort of pop up throughout the series and then all of a sudden, boom, they're gone, and it's actually like they are actually gone now. And I really like seeing that as a sort of idea of just how manipulative and terrible Tanith is now. Really, really like all of that, and I just generally really, really like this book. I like seeing everything from Tanith's point of view. I like seeing her like past as well, and also the fact that she could possibly fix the remnant inside of her after she's now met the guy Moribund, who is also a remnant. So I find that very, very interesting. I think maybe that's what happens, and she sort of suppresses the remnant. Maybe. I think she turns good. I can't remember. I'm pretty sure she turns good though, and that's all I really remember. But either way, I really, really enjoyed this book. I really like seeing inside Tanith's head. I really like the heist elements of it. Really like seeing and getting to know the dead men a little bit more and a couple of the other villains, and seeing Tanith's past and everything else. Really, really enjoyed it. 4-star read, and very excited to have read this one. But at the moment now, I can't decide whether I'm going to let this continue into Last Stand of Dead Men or not, so I will leave this here and maybe upload it as a vlog, or this will go immediately into Last Stand of Dead Men. We'll see. But for now, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do give me a thumbs up. Comment down below, tell me what you thought of this book the first time you read it. I'd love to know. I'll also leave a link down below to all my social media if you want to check it out, including to the Comic Book Sanctum, which is my website dedicated to Marvel Comics, which Derek Landy has also written for. So check that out if you are interested in any of his comics or anybody else's comics for that matter. And if you want to see any more of my videos, including the rest of my Skullduggery reading vlogs, please click subscribe here, and over here will be the link to my previous video. But until next time everyone, bye!